Three, two, one. Welcome, dear listeners. This is episode 128 of the Devon Dice podcast. In this podcast, we're having a News-a-Palooza. I'm your host, Joel, and joining me, and only him tonight, it's Nick, the podcast resident board game designer.
Good evening, folks. Good.
So, yeah, it's been a very long time since the last time.
Yeah,
Let's speak again.
Like forever.
It's been a very long time.
Almost a month.
Almost a month since we recorded.
Yeah.
The podcast for the UK Games Expo did release just before the show itself. But yeah, it's been about a month since we've got behind the mics and recorded. A lot has happened, especially my side. It's been quite immense, really, what's going on. And the other biggest thing, and now 3 years in a row, 3 years in July, I've had a new job. I've got a new job. Again, I've got a new job.
It's like a pattern.
It's like a pattern. Is
it a new trend then, is it? It's the new thing for summer every year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I get bored of the job I'm in. I was like, I'll just go and do something else now. So
well, why not?
So yeah, that's something come through. I've got all that building up. I've now got to change jobs, and then I inundate myself with doing podcast stuff. So and video reviews and things like that. But hopefully, with this new job, because it's going to be 3 days on, 3 days off shift pattern, I'm going to be able to get down and do a lot more kind of content, and that is the hope. That's why I got a new job. I just wanted to may have more time to do more content because I'm a sucker for not being able to sit down and just chill out for a minute. But, So anyway, it's been manic, and we were going to do the UK Games Expo recording tonight, but England's playing at the minute. And even though I would love to sit down and watch, even though I would love to sit down and watch it, Sam wants to watch it. I think Lewis is cheering on Serbia as we speak. So I just said to Nick, why don't we just record a normal podcast tonight, and then we'll get together and do the UK Games Expo one later on this week. So I think that's the plan. I'm just listening out for the cheers in the next room of when they score again, or boos when they are scored again.
Oh, there'll be more boos, won't there? Being honest. According to Sam, anyway.
So we're going to News-a-Palooza podcast. We got a lot of news. There's a lot not only in my life, but in the board game industry life, there has been a lot of stuff happening. So we're going to get down to it now. The first big one, and I think this is going to go on for quite a while at the minute. And this is the Meeple trademark dispute. So in context, there was a board game put out on Kickstarter called Meeple Inc. It was about publishing board games. It looked great. I didn't back it, but I have been following along with it, and it looked all right. Recently, in an update, they've come out and they said they've had to change their name of Meeple Inc. to Tabletop Inc. because they received a cease and desist letter from Hangs and Gluck, saying that they have no right to use. Oh, they haven't asked for the rights to use the Meeple, the figure, the shape, and the name, and they own the trademark of it in Europe. Is it just Europe, or was it somewhere else?
It is Europe, which includes the UK.
UK.
Yeah. So this is specifically Germany, Europe, and the UK. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've had this for quite a while. This trademark. And they have not so far enforced it. Mainly, they say, because people who've used it have asked them first if they can use it, and they would be quite happy to let them use it. But obviously you don't hear about that. So these guys just thought, well, the word Meeple has been used in, 26 other games without any problems, a number of those being American publishers though. So they got this letter out of the blue, which was, Hands and Gluck admitted after the fact, it was a very overly heavy-handed letter. They had not intended it to sound quite so official, but they still say that they want to keep enforce their trademark. Otherwise, what's the point in having it? But yeah, it seems that no one really knew that they had it. They had a trademark on the word Meeple.
I think I think there's been a huge shockwave throughout the industry that the fact that someone's had the audacity to copyright such a well-known representation.
Trademark, not copyright. Just to be clear, because they are different things. Yeah, so they've trademarked the shape and the name Meeple. So you can still use the word Meeple, but you'd have to get their permission to do it.
In Europe,
it seems daft after it's been such regular use in the tabletop industry for 20 years.
Well, this is it. I mean,
since it was coined.
Surely. I mean, maybe just clutching at straws here, but not everyone's realised that. Like Hans and Gluck have got the trademark and actually asked permission. I think something's happened, and then or someone's got very enthusiastic about something. Maybe there's a new intern or something at Hans and Gluck, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know they had this. Right, let's start sending letters out to people that are using our symbol and using our name kind of thing."
I mean, I do think the name of the game being Meeple Inc. They might have thought that could be brand confusion because it sounds like a company name, and that's kind of the only thing I thought of at the time was possibly what caused it specifically. But yeah, apparently other companies who've used it have asked permission. But it does seem very odd. So what happened in the follow-up to this, which was the other part of the story, is that the guys from the Board Games Insider podcast, so Corey Thompson, who is on the Board Games Insider podcast with the other guys, he found out the story before we found out actually as well. So he found out about the story, and so he started checking if there was who owned it in America as well, with the term Meeple, and he found that it wasn't actually currently registered as a trademark in the US, and so he got his legal lady onto the case, and so they have now trademarked the word in the US, but doing so deliberately so that anyone can use it without permission, well, without having to ask. He says, just buy them candy when you see them. That was his stipulation. But effectively it means anyone in the US can use it without any reparations or anything, which is a very cool thing to do.
It is an amazing thing to do, and it's the right thing to do, and it's now putting Hans and Gluck in a very bad position because they're now being seen as the villains of this. And I think there's also I've started seeing petitions online to free the Meeple.
Oh, that's so good.
So as I said, I think this is going to roll on for a bit, and hopefully Hans and Gluck will say, no, anyone can use it, but we still got the trademark kind of thing.
And I think it's fair if they've trademarked their shape, the Carcassonne Meeple shape. I think that's fair enough. But yeah, the actual word wasn't in the original Carcassonne. It was coined by someone in the US, ironically.
Yeah, it was. It was someone playing the game.
Someone who's playing Carcassonne.
Yeah, because they're cast as people, aren't they? In Carcassonne.
So she was abbreviating my people as Meeple. And that's how the phrase was coined. So brilliant. Ironically, someone in the US made up the word, and then Hans and Gluck copyrighted it. But so you can now buy Meeple TM T-shirts from the Corey Thompson's web store. So if you want to really rub it in, buy one of those, import it into Europe, and then wear it around everywhere.
Yeah. Brilliant, love it. I mean, it could have. Yeah. I'm thinking of so many things. There's a T-shirt company or a clothes company called Mr. Meeple, who makes T-shirts. I bought several of his T-shirts from Kickstarters, things like that. And he actually uses the shape, if you haven't seen it, of the Meeple. But inside the Meeple, it's made up of all board gaming names to make the shape. Yeah. So the different sizes, different lengths, and different orientations. And so like Will he now have to start asking for permission? Does he need to ask permission to have it in his name? What about all the content creators that have Meeple in their name?
Or indeed our very own Meeples Corner.
Meeples Corner, and yeah, but I mean that's said goodbye. So
which is unfortunately shutting down. But yes, they've got the shape of the Meeple and the word Meeple in their name, which is
Did Christoph ever ask to use it?
Maybe I don't know. Well, we can ask him.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
I might ask him that actually.
Yeah, we'll report on that back next time.
Anyway. So yeah. Other sad news: Game Brewer, the publishing company, is shutting down. I mean, they're not a large company, and you have to kind of. That's the wrong link on that, Nick. Thanks very much.
It is the correct link. It's halfway down the page. It's 3 things in that news article, which we're covering.
Yeah. So yeah, they're not a big company. They released you might see a few of their games. It's, right, I didn't realise they made that. But yeah.
But Bone Walls and Stroganoff were the ones I knew that they had done.
Yeah. Oak is another one. I played that.
Yeah.
They're having a bit of a fire sale on all their stocks.
Yeah, 25% off sale while they close down their site to try and get rid of their stock.
Yeah.
So yeah, spinning that on, Atomic Mass Games have announced that they're ending development of the Star Wars X-Wing and X-Wing Armada games, stating rising production costs and global manufacturing challenges, which is a common problem in the industry at the moment, especially if your game is mostly all miniatures, which you have to ship in from China.
Yeah.
So yeah, because that X-Wing has been very, very popular since it came out. In was it 2012? I think it came out. So it's been around for quite a long time now. So there's plenty of content out there for it, but it's if they're stopping development again, then I wonder how long it'll be. 2018 it first came out. That was the second edition.
Second edition, yeah.
So yes, another one.
Fantasy Flight.
It's hit
done the first lot. So.
Yeah, they did the original 2012 one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. It'd be interesting to see if this is going to affect other big miniature companies. The thing is, it is a miniature game. So once you've got your fleet or your squadron built, you don't need to do any. You don't need it anymore, do you? Yeah. Unless they bring out something like meta changing, then.
Yeah, generally they were working on bringing out more ships, different ships, and they do all the different types of ship from Star Wars. I would imagine they've probably run out of new ships to use. But yeah, so I wonder how long that'll last now.
But then is it the same thing as like people's attitudes to spending money has changed? I mean, since the pandemic, and we've had the
indeed. I think as I said, it's a combination of factors that's just made it unviable to keep making more. But fair enough to see where they go from that. And then the last sad story on the list. All the rest are happy stories. We're glad to see. The other sad story.
All the sad stuff.
I found all the sad ones this time. So the board game news site Dicebreaker, who was acquired by the large group IGN just 2 or 3 weeks ago, appears to be collapsing on itself. It's a very strange situation. The 2 main guys, the editor-in-chief and senior staff writer, were made redundant very soon after IGN took over, and then another one of the guys recently said that he's also made redundant, and the site has had no updates since early May, and so it seems that no one is doing anything with it, which is a shame because it was a very useful site for getting kind of up-to-date information on board game news and things.
I'm sure something might come out of it.
Yeah, I do wonder what IGN are planning to do with it, because IGN obviously are a big news network for video gaming. I wonder what they will do with the Dicebreaker thing. I wonder if they're just reorganizing and they will just come back at some point with a whole new editorial team or something.
Or even the editor and that was made redundant. They might just start up another one.
They might they might spin up something else. Yeah. We shall see. Or they'll get hired by another news outlet like Board Game Wire, which is what we've linked to for this story.
So
a knob on there.
UK Games Expo has been gone. It's actually, as we record, 2 weeks from now, which is amazing. Because I actually only thought it was only last weekend, but it wasn't.
Yep, 2 weeks ago. It's amazing. It feels like yesterday still. I'm still just as tired.
I think the biggest news out of it all is that they that the attendance for it, unique ticket sales, was just under 40,000. I mean, by like 700 tickets under.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And the total attendance was 65,200, nearly 300, 65,300 ticket. So that makes it a record-breaking attendance for the UK Games Expo this year. So
yes, it's now well above 2019 figures.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Gen Con does this year, because that's usually it was. Between that and Origins, and they've smacked Origins out of the water now last year, and then so they were the third largest, and now let's see what Gen Con does, because that was its next biggest one, and I mean if it gets close to Gen Con, that's an amazing figure for a UK based board game expo. So
it's a lot of people. It's roughly just under 30% more than last year, those ticket numbers.
I mean,
so that's a significant jump.
I kind of felt it. I mean, I'm not denying that I didn't notice it. There was some points that was like, this is strangely quiet. Where is everyone? And I was kind of thinking, maybe they've not done as well. But they must have done. Saturday was busy. But I think people, spread themselves a little bit more this time.
It was Friday felt as busy as the Saturday would have last year, and the Saturday felt even busier than last year's Saturday. The Sunday was still a lot calmer, I think, but still a decent number.
Yeah, amazing. And we'll talk more about that when we come to our episode we do.
Indeed. Although there was one news thing about Games Expo for next year, which is that Hall 1 is no longer available because the NEC have leased it out to another company. So the Expo are going to move into Hall 4 instead. So they're going to have Hall 2, 3, 3A and 4, which it's roughly the same floor space. Technically it's more, although I don't think it's going to be more trade space. But effectively it's just moving it up. And it's all on the same floor then. We won't have the stairs to worry about. So that'll be an interesting thing to see how that happens, because that's going to shake up all the big companies that get all their same spots every year. We'll see how they all fit in.
That's the early problem, isn't it? Some people are used to knowing where to go and where to find their favourite stands.
Indeed, you've got the Catan and everything in the same place. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be like this probably for the next 3 years, isn't it? They said it's because someone's it's
at least a few years.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Oh well.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, look forward to that. See what it's like. Maybe they do get more stuff in. Going on to the the number one board game convention in the world, and that's Essen Spiel, which has sold out of all its tickets. So I know, not tickets. Exhibitors.
Sold out all of its exhibitor space. Yes. Yeah. So it's already filling 6 halls, and so already has sold out all of the exhibitor space. So they have completely packed everything out. It's going to be a busy one.
Yeah. What makes you wonder if they've already sold, and if they still get more inquiries, would they consider opening another hall?
Yeah, I don't know if they
Hall
can
7 that is
after
empty.
the fact. Well, Hall 7 is used for queuing things, I think, usually.
It is, but then they've got another hall outside of that as well.
Yeah.
And then they've got the entrance hall outside of that also. It's like a hall on a hall on a hall kind of thing. It's like...
So I do wonder if... I don't think they would do it for this year, but maybe next year they'll open Hall 7 as well. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be insanely big, though.
Yeah.
They've got Hall 8 as well. There's Hall 8 is available. So yeah, they've got another 2 halls, theoretically.
Yeah, I reckon they're fill those now.
Yes, just as the Games Expo might well spill into possibly Hall 5, 6, and 7 of the NEC at some point in the future. Yeah. I think we'll see that in Spiel in not too long.
And then we've had the annual news that comes around every year, and that's me getting a new job. No, sorry.
And as well as that.
It seems to be a same coherence. Spiel des Jahres and Kennerspiel nominations have been announced. So
indeed they have.
Spiel des Jahres is Sky Team, In the Footsteps of Darwin, and Captain Flip.
So the Kennerspiel nominees are Daybreak, Guild of Merchant Explorers, and Ticket to Ride Legacy Legends of the West. So an interesting mix this year. Very different games mixed together. Quite different from the style of last year's nominees. I think the most significant one is that Sky Team, which is on the Spiel des Jahres list, is a heavier weighted game, according to Board Game Geek, of course, than Challengers was last year, and Challengers was on the Kennerspiel list last year. So obviously the Spiel des Jahres jury won't necessarily care what the BGG weighting is, but I thought there was a very interesting disparity there. How they work out what goes in which, I don't know these days. But I think I think Sky Team, of those, Sky Team is the only one I've played. I think Sky Team is very good. I don't think it will win the Spiel des Jahres. I think it's too complex for Spiel des Jahres, and it's 2-player only, both of which would mean it's not really aimed for families, which is what the Spiel is meant to be.
Yes, is it?
Yeah. In the Footsteps of Darwin, I have not played, but it looks fairly simple. And Captain Flip, we're currently playing on Board Game Arena. Seems perfectly nice. Nice bit of decision making. I get the feeling Captain Flip's probably going to get it because I think that it's got that nice family feel.
Do you know what? I hope it does, because even though I do love Sky Team, it's a great cooperative 2-player game. That's the problem. It's a 2-player game. It's not a family game that everyone and it can be quite stressful. It can be quite complex. You're trying to figure out how the best way of not crashing a plane and killing 300 people. So it's I said, even when me and Claire just played it this week, and we actually did it all right.
Cool.
It was still easy, but there was a lot of stress going into that, because you can't talk, you can't communicate while you're putting dice down, so you're just kind of hoping and praying that they put the right dice down, and it worked out. But
it makes it a very odd choice, Sky Team, for a Spiel des Jahres nominee. It's very odd. I'm wondering why. But good. It's a very good game, so I don't mind it being on there at all.
And Captain Flip, I played a couple of times now in real life, and it is a fun little game. It's at the beginning, it just looks like you're playing some kind of kids game. It's almost got like that Habba feel to it, the artwork and the components. And
it's so simple. Of take a tile, choose to place it, or flip it over and place that instead. That's the decision.
And you've got to weigh up. There's a lot of decision. There's actually quite a bit of decision making to it. Whether you're going to flip that tile, because once you flip that tile, you can't go back on it. And
you can't unflip it. That's right.
It could ruin your game. So
get 3 bomb them.
I actually do like gunners. It. But Influence of Darwin, not played it and not sure about it.
Yeah, I haven't played. I mean, it's a tile collection game, really. So it's by Sorry We're French, so it's a good publication, it's good production, but I'm not sure. I don't know enough about it. Captain Flip is by Paolo Mori, who I really like him. His designer, he's very good. It should be. I think it'd be nice if he got a win. That'd be really nice for him.
I mean, in the Kennerspiel, I'm playing through Ticket to Ride Legacy at the minute. We've actually now had to sub in our friends in the place
really?
of our kids because they're it's been painful trying to get them back to the table because they just hate board games. I don't know. Isaac's not too bad, but I think the games are getting longer now. Where the first game started off and we had it played in about 45 minutes. Now it's getting into 2 hours. Caitlin hasn't got the attention span for that, and Isaac just wants to go back and start shooting people in Fortnite. So we've subbed in our friends, so hopefully we'll get it complete with them. And I would love it to see it win.
It is an interesting choice having a legacy game on the list. Yeah. Again, especially it's another Matt Leacock and Rob Devio along with Alan Almoon. And Matt Leacock obviously has been nominated a number of times but never won. So it'd be very cool if it did. But he's actually got 2 on the list, Matt Leacock, because he's got Daybreak as well.
He has. I've got a feeling this might win.
Which one, Daybreak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I know the guys at the club have played it, and I think it's a clever game from the look of it. Personally, I don't know if I would want to play it over and over lots. Ticket to Ride Legacy, obviously, you want to play over and over because you want to finish the campaign. But Daybreak, it's quite happy for Matt Leacock to get a win. I think that'd be really nice for him. And obviously the third nomination was Guild of Merchant Explorers, which is a Matt Dunstan and Brett Gilbert design. And again, they're good designers. It'd be nice to see them win as well. That'd be really nice for them. Having looked at Guild of Merchant Explorers, which I haven't played, but I have seen playthroughs, I don't feel it has enough legs for my interest to play over and again, to play lots. But it is, it's a perfectly good game. It feels like a roll and write without rolling and writing, because you're just using cubes instead on the map. But I can't call it on the Kenner. I really don't know what they'll choose for that. I would like it to be a legacy game, just for the sake of a legacy game winning. But. Yeah,
I mean, Pandemic Legacy did win a special prize. They didn't win Spiel.
It got a special something, didn't
it? Nomination, which was a bit odd. And I think
it was a thing. They were saying, we've nominated Matt Leacock so many times and he still hasn't won. You better give him something. Yeah. Because he was nominated for Pandemic and probably Forbidden Islands as well or something. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So you need to win.
In a month's time we'll find out who the winners are. So.
Yep. Lots to look forward to.
Coming through stuff, we're not going to do any Kickstarters. There's nothing really jumping out.
We mentioned everything, I think, on the last podcast for Kickstarters.
Yeah.
But other announcements. There are a few announcements.
Steering away from it a bit.
Yes.
But Nick's mate's got a new game coming out. So
yes, David Tutsi and David Buckle have got Star Trek Captain's Chair coming out, which is a Star Trek. Nigel Buckle, not David Buckle. This is a Star Trek themed version of Imperium. So if anyone's played Imperium Classics or Legends or the new one Horizons, I think it is. This is kind of the same mechanical concept, but set in the Star Trek universe. You've got 6 different captains that you can play with, and they have their own deck with their own personality and their own strategy to play against. With the captains being Jean-Luc Picard, Benjamin Sisko from DS9, Michael Burnham from Discovery, Koloth the Dahar Master, who is one of the Klingon captains from the original series and turns up in next gen. Sela, who is the Romulan daughter of Tasha Yar, and Thelekshan. I don't remember who Thelekshan is. I think there are another Romulan leader, but that's going to be the base set of captains. Obviously, the vast majority of questions and comments on the game page are, where's Kirk? David has hinted that maybe if there was an expansion, they might put Kirk in. I think it would be sensible to keep them to some of the other big hitters for future expansions. But it looks, really interesting. There's not a lot of information out. We've only got a few screenshots. But
this is based around, I take it, the next generation era, is it? Or
mostly, yes.
No, it's not.
Apart from Discovery. But obviously Discovery, not wanting to be too spoilery, Discovery covers a number of time periods, shall we say. But yeah, most of the captains are from the next gen kind of era.
Where's Janeway? Huh?
Well, that's what saving for expansions, potentially. That's what we're thinking. There's lots you can do.
I'm a bit of a Trekkie, and I hear Imperium's really good. Yeah. And this I could get excited about this.
Indeed.
And around
interestingly enough, unlike Imperium, this is actually only a 1 to 2 player game. It's not a 1 to 4 player game. So they have deliberately limited it to 1 to 2 players, which I think is sensible. I think they've probably learnt from Imperium that it's when you play with 3 players, it does take quite a long time, and they are locked into keeping that player count now with the expansions. But this one, I think they've said we're going to just have it as a head-to-head or a solo only. But yeah, I'm happy to play against you, Joel. Whatever, that'd be cool.
Oh, definitely. They're using video.
They're using
screenshots.
They're using artwork which has been effectively redrawn screenshots. So they've taken kind of original scenes from the things, and then they've redrawn. An artist has actually redrawn those scenes. So it looks like they are screen captures, but they're not actually screen captures. They're actually proper artwork. I think possibly excluding because they've got some lower decks ones as well, which looks like screenshots from the animation. But I don't know if they've redrawn those or not. But yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, call me excited for that. And as I just said, Sky Team is one of my favourite 2-player game. It's coming up again because it's got expansion coming out. Turbulence.
And this was announced, I think, the day after the Spiel nomination as well. So I wonder if they fast-tracked that announcement.
Yeah. So it looks like... Oh, whoa. Is it like a blister pack?
Yeah. Yeah,
it is, isn't it? So
it is effectively a blister pack. Which is... I think it's just new scenarios that you can play with. Yeah, 20 new scenarios.
Yeah, 20 new scenarios.
It's quite a lot of scenarios. There we go.
You got a couple of new approach sliders, so that your altitude height, and you got a load of new airports to land at. Just trying to see the names of them. Sydney. Okay, and a couple of new tokens. And penguins. Ooh, can we land on penguins?
Well, maybe the penguins are flying the plane, like in Madagascar.
Yes. Make that
definitely.
Expansion. Yeah. We would need that as a promo. Landing at Madagascar.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Smile away, boys. Smile away.
Smile and wave. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, right.
We can but dream. I don't think that will be it, but yeah, that'd be very cool.
And then another expansion's also been announced that I've just suddenly remembered, and that's another expansion for Forest Shuffle, which is called the Woodland Edge expansion.
Indeed.
I don't know how much more there is because it's literally came out this week.
Yeah, there's very little. Basically, it was put up on some retailers' pre-order lists with very little information, much like the Alpine one was. And it sounded a bit weird because the description sounded like it was AI generated. Like you would, describe me an expansion for Shuffle, which is called Woodland Edge. What would you call it? And it sounded like that was just AI-ness. But the publisher person has actually said, yes, it's legitimate expansion, aiming for Essen release. And they are not using AI generated text. He was very specific about that. So yeah, excited about that. That's going to be more stuff. More things from the edge of the forest. So other wildlife. It says hidden pathways, which is intriguing. And
hidden pathways, magic forest resources to thrive. We're still not.
But that's about it. That is about all.
It's either there's something to try and deal with the deer wolf exploit, or they're just more cards to dilute it, so they don't come out as much.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they're doing. Yeah, because I think the deer wolves are okay if once you dilute them enough, so they don't come out unless you get a clump of them. But it also giving other things like the fact the alpine gives butterflies a better chance of scoring really well, and things like that. I think that's what they need to do. But yeah, I'm always up for more Forest Shuffle. So that would be really cool.
So that's all we've done in. That's that.
That's like a month's wrap up of stuff.
A couple of games we've been playing. I know both me and Nick's got massive lists, but I thought we'd stick to one or two, and then we'll probably talk about a couple of things we've been watching, and that'll be our show. So I'm going to start off with what I played, and I actually played this at Meeples Corner, and when I actually played it, I instantly went and bought a copy from him. I was actually that impressed with it, and it's called Stonespine Architects. Now, normally this would be a game that I kind of like. I actually did turn my nose up a little bit, but as it was the only game that I was interested in trying to try, I thought, okay, I'll sit down and play it. So, Stonespine Architects is basically a drafting game, and you're drafting cards to build like a labyrinth in a 4x4 grid. And it's done over 4 rounds, and you actually build row by row over the 4 rounds. It's really quite clever because it's not. It's like you're creating your dungeon, but you're also you're creating it to score as many points as possible. And there's really some cool little innovative ideas where when you draft your 4 cards and you put them in the row of that year, below those cards is like gold amount, and that is your money you can spend at the market at the end of the round. But when you draft your next row of cards, you will cover up that gold amount because it will have a new gold amount at the bottom of that.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's quite cool. And plus, also, if you've got treasure chests in your labyrinth, they actually give you an extra 1 coin, and they keep giving you 1 coin each round. So it's quite neat. You get traps in there, you get monsters, and you get victory points also. Each card is basically a square or part of the labyrinth. There's 2 trains. There's like stone. There's like sand trains, and that's the only thing you can't manipulate in this. So what you're going to get, everyone's going to get a blueprint of their 4x4 grid, and in trying to think how 12 of the spaces needs to be is it 12? 4x4 by 16. So yeah,
16 total.
Probably 9 of the spaces. I'm trying to think now off the top of my head. 8 of the spaces. I'll get this right in a minute. 8 of the spaces you want to try and match up as many of what it's depicting. So in each row on this thing, it will depict a symbol. It either say it wants to be this train in this square, in this exact square, or it needs to have this monster, or it needs to have a point thing, or it needs to have a trap. And you're trying to make them meet up, because the more you get to match, the more points you get at the end of the game. So that's one thing you're kind of looking at. But then you're also trying to get a path from the entrance, working its way through as long as possible. and you're also then trying to get a path from your exit, which is at the bottom of the grid, to be as long as possible, because each one of those that you make a path with actually score points as well. And there's lots of other ways of scoring points. You get challenge cards. So once you've finished buying stuff at the market, you can pass, and then you can pick from a group of cards, challenge cards, which will score you more points at the end of the game. So
cool.
Actually, right from the beginning, I loved it. What are you doing, honey? What's up?
Oh, the doggy's out.
The doggy, yeah. You've been silly. No, leave her. She's fine. She's all right there. So instantly, round one, I was just like, I actually quite like this. And round two, I was like, I really do like this. And then I was like, only getting into it, and then, as I said, as soon as I finished playing, the scoring at the end is quite complex. But actually, the board game stats app actually has a good scoring.
Cool! Yeah.
On it, so you just go through that and work it all out. And played it several times with different people, and they've all enjoyed playing it. It's got a really nice insert. It's well produced. I mean, it was on Kickstarter. I remember it being on Kickstarter and just thinking,
I remember that.
I'm not really bothered about this. And only missing a few cards. There's only a few extra cards which probably be able to get hold of later on. So, that
sounds really cool.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and
that's really cool because like you, from the look of it, it looks like you're just building a dungeon map, but the way you describe it actually sounds really interesting. So I'll be up for trying that at some point.
Yeah, and it's got a weight complexity of 2.2085.
Yeah. If it's drafting, it's going to be. It reminds me a bit of what was that? The mining one. Come to me.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, we played it at the Devon weekend.
Imperial Miners.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
so it's a similar drafting, and you're placing the cards down kind of deeper and deeper. But in that one, whenever you place a card, you trigger everything from that card upwards, or in one route you choose up to generate your money and your gems. And it doesn't have to be a grid; it's just you're building down levels. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of, and from the look as well. But yeah, this looks really cool. Good choice.
What have you been playing then?
Right, which one shall I say? I will talk about Archeos Society, I think, because I really enjoyed this one. So this was one of the games that the group picked up at the expo. I think this was probably in the bring and buy, I have a feeling, because this is not a brand new game. This is from last year. This came out. It's the re-implementation of Ethnos, and again by our friend Paolo Mori, the designer. So another good one by him, from published by Space Cowboys. And this is a game in which you are trying to gather the best teams to win an archaeological race. That is about as much as the theme fits into the game. What you have a number of, I think there's 8 different boards, or six or 8 boards. I can't remember exactly. It's 6 boards. That's what it is. And it's a track on every one of those boards, and you're trying to explore these different places, these different archaeological sites around the world by moving up the tracks. And you do that by drafting cards from a central market into your hand, and then one of the actions is to play one of those out. And you're trying to get kind of groups of sequentially numbered or all the same coloured explorers. And there are, I think, 6 different occupations on each card, so effectively suits on the cards, and they will each do a different thing when they're activated. And if you play sequential numbers, it's just the card on top of that suit power that activates, and they'll do various things, like if you boost on different tracks and things. But the box comes with, I think, probably about 20 different combinations that you can use, and you just pick a certain number to play with the game, and then you shuffle them all together, and that gives you your deck. And you're playing these out. You're trying to get the largest sets you can, because you get points for those at the end of the round. But you're also trying to move up on the tracks, because the further you move up on the tracks, the more points you get. All the tracks score slightly differently, so some they're just sequentially, you get more points as you go up. Some of them will go up and then down and then up and then down and up and then down, and they'll get higher and lower each time you go. Some you have to go a certain number through before you start getting points, but then you get big points at the end. Some of them will let you draw more cards for free, or they'll let you trigger some special actions. And all 6 of these boards double-sided, so you can do different effects on all of them. So there's a huge amount of variability in it, and it was a lot of fun to play. We played it. It took about an hour, I think, to play, maybe an hour and 20 with a teach, and that was with PJ trying to remember it from memory and then watching a 4-minute playthrough very quickly. And from that point, he taught it, and that was it. And we were away. So yeah, a really good one. I enjoyed a lot. Archeos Society. So yeah, check that one
out. Quick other one. I'm just going to do Viking See-Saw. This is a small box game from Essen Games. I think it's Essen Games. And it is basically Riff Raff condensed. So if you played Riff Raff, it's a massive big wooden ship where you're trying to balance all these different objects on different places on the sails, mast and things like that, and they're not trying to fall off. It's hilarious fun, but it is a massive game. This is basically a seesaw mechanism of a boat. Very simple idea, and you've got lots of different items in front of you, and you're trying to be the first person to get all those items on the boat without it tipping. So you have different objects. You've got like ball shapes, you've got cube shapes, you've got even like a gem shape, a meeple shape, and things like that. And on your turn, you put it on the raised end of the boat, and hoping it doesn't tip. If it tips, then you have to take out one of these storage boxes out of the boat, and it's an extra piece you've got to put in. And once all those have been, there's like 6 of them in the boat. Once they're all gone, that's another way the game ends. And whoever's got the most goods in front of them, least goods in front of them, I should say, is the winner. But you can also be the winner if you're the person able to get all your goods on there. So it's a very tight balancing game. It's not very big. And as I said, all these pieces are different shapes, but they're also different weights. So there's like a gold piece and a silver piece, and the gold piece weighs a lot heavier than the silver piece. And there's like a metal ball bearing and like a ruby ball bearing, and the metal ball bearing is a lot heavier than the ruby ball bearing. Cool. So it's and it's that kind of thing of trying to balance it. I think also if pieces fall off, if your piece falls off when you put it on there, you can actually put it back on. But if other pieces fall off, you actually have to take those with you. So it's great. It's up to 4 pairs, and you also get free hairbands with it. So if women need to tie their hair back, or even men who've got long hair, sorry, genderize like that. If you've got long hair, you've got free hairbands to tie your hair back with it.
That's so fun.
No, I'm kidding.
And it comes in a tiny box
pieces
as well.
On the table.
Oh,
it does. That again. It's just to it can be a bit of a mission to try and get it all back in the box.
It's a teensy weensy box. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was on. I think it was a Kickstarter. They were selling it at Essen. I didn't really think about it, and then Adrian from Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast got it out and started playing with it. I was just like, "This is amazing! I need a copy." And then I saw someone on Facebook selling actually a bunch of them, because I think he went to the Tokyo Game Show
and he
brought back loads of silly stuff, and I said, yeah, I'll have a copy. So I'm really glad of that.
That's so cool.
So that's See-Saw Viking,
and it's by Reiner Knizia as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, I remember seeing that on the box and thinking, wow, it's a Reiner Knizia.
That's a very different Reiner Knizia game. That is very cool. He gets everywhere, he does. Old Reiner.
He does get everywhere. You got a quick one?
Funny guy. What's my quick one that I can do? I will do SUMO.
SUMO?
Sumo is a very funny one. So this is a 2-player trick-taking game where you're playing sumo wrestlers, and the aim of the game is to, as in sumo wrestling, push your opponent out of the ring, basically. So what you're doing is you're playing. You each have a hand of cards which are numbered and suited. I think the numbers go up to 5 in 3 different suits, and you are there's a not a table, but the ring effectively is the spectators, which is 2 sideways cards, and then you and the other person have a single card in the middle, which is you fighting, and you're trying to push your opponent over the edge, which effectively means winning twice.
Right.
So you have to kind of win 2 tricks back to back. Now you might think that's really easy. Surely that'd be over really soon. But there are a number of ways in which you could actually flip the result over so that you can kind of do a special move and throw them out the ring instead to kind of use their weight against them or something. So standard trick taking is you have to follow suit, and the highest number played wins. But you can do things like if I'm remembering this from memory, if you're on the very edge and you play a 1 against the opponent's 5, you use their weight against them and flip them out of the ring instead, and so suddenly they instantly lose. Or you could, if you play a 4 against a 2, then I might be getting this back. This is from memory as well. Then you actually use your weight against them, and you instantly crush them, and you instantly win the game, even if you're not close to winning. So things like that. So there are a number of different ways that you can. It's 4 against 1, whichever 4 against a 1. That's it. So there's these different ways that you can trigger the end of the game, but generally you're just trying to win 2 in a row to try and push that person over the edge. And it plays a round will play in about a minute, and then the whole game will play in about 5 minutes. So it's a tiny little box, and it works very well as a 2-player trick taker. It's really interesting what they've done, because it's not just simply we're just going to play tricks and see who wins. It's well, if you can get this, and because you keep all the cards out that you played in previous rounds, you can see exactly what's been played and what's available, apart from 3 cards that are taken out at the beginning. So you can say, well, I know that they can't play their 4 in this matching colour, so because I can lead with a 1, knowing that they can't play their 4, so then they're not going to be able to instantly win. So that means even if I lose, I'm not going to immediately fall out. So there's a lot of very interesting strategy you can get from such a simple concept. And 2-player trick takers are fairly rare in the board game world, and so it's really nice to see another one. And it comes in a cute little yellow box with 2 sumo wrestlers on it.
Awesome.
So yeah, good fun.
So moving on, I've been wanting to talk about a couple of TV shows I've been watching for ages. I think before even recording the UK Games Expo podcast, the preview show. But
yeah, it was.
So the one, and I actually wasn't expecting much from this. But there was actually quite a lot of hype building up on the internet, and it was like stuff was getting spoiled, and I was trying to leave it until it was all out, but I was like, yeah, this is getting spoiled. I need to start watching this now, and that's X-Men 97. Yeah. So I remember way back when I was a young teenager, and maybe even, I don't know. But anyway, young teenager, and Saturday morning, this cartoon appeared on the TV, and it's about these mutants with powers fighting robots and fighting bad guys, and it was awesome. And I loved watching it. It actually got me into comics, because I remember watching that the very first episode that day, and then we actually went to Slough because we lived up that way, and I stumbled across a comic shop, and I was just like, I've just been watching this. Oh, this is amazing. And I bought a couple of comics. I actually bought one of them wasn't a comic, but actually an art book. I didn't realise I just thought it was a comic, but it was an actual art book. Cool. And I started that, and then I found there was a comic store, market store down in my hometown, and my comic addiction then went from there, spending all my paper round on it. But anyway, so they done 6 series of the X-Men. It kind of did end, but it kind of felt like it was a cliffhanger. There was a lot of things going on. I think then the mood swayed away from it a bit, but it was an amazing series at the time. Now, because Marvel's gone on this kind of spurge of they've got their own streaming service and things like that. They issued a load of new stuff, and they just said to the guys, who wants to reinvigorate the X-Men 97? Or someone came to and said, let's carry on the X-Men where it left off. And they said, yeah, here's some money, and off they went. And I think because they said, yeah, here's some money, off you go, do it, and that's all they did, they were allowed to do what they wanted with it, and it is the best cartoon series I have seen in a long time.
Really?
I have been through all the emotions with it. I cried, I laughed, I was angry, I was in. Like, it's the best thing because the story writing's brilliant. The artwork is 10 times better than the original, because I've started going through the original series kind of thing again. There's some things in there. It's like, why did they walk up the room and then turn 90 degrees to walk down towards? Like, that's really odd, but I think that's just animation for you at the time.
Saving some animation there, yeah.
But like, the story writing in this is so impressive. They've taken it to a next level. They've stuck with their previous customers, their viewers.
Yeah.
And they've said, well, all the people that watched it are now in their 40s and 50s kind of thing. We need to stick with that kind of vibe and keep going. That they will understand what's going on with it. And there's stuff in there that like shocked me. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I just wanted to see the next episode. I had to wait, and then I had to see the next episode. I think I actually stayed up to watch the next episode. I was just like, yes, I need to see it. So
that's so cool. That's brilliant.
It is brilliant. They've got. I think they've been commissioned for another 2 series. I think there's plans for the 4th series. They're only 10 episodes long. Where before they were like 20 odd episodes long before. There is a couple of things where it goes really fast through the story. It's like they're doing this bit, next minute, oh, they skipped a load of stuff. They're like, this bit now. It's like, wow, what happened in between there? Kind of thing. It's like, okay, maybe they just had quiet discussions in the corner, and then it happened to be this. But there's some also really adult kind of topic in it as well. So yeah, if you haven't seen it,
it's on my watch list.
Start with 97, but it does go back over stuff previously. So I mean, I can't remember everything from the previous series. That's why I'm going through it again. But yeah, it's just an amazing series. Watch it from now. I don't think you'll be upset that you've missed anything. But yeah, if you've got the time, then go through the original series and get to this. But yeah, it's just amazing, and yeah, I can't wait for more. And they're actually planning of doing, because it's all like, it's its own universe. So it's not even linked to the cinematic universe, which actually might actually start colliding in one, but that's for another thing. It's got all the Avengers and the Defenders and the Marvel Defenders and everything. There's loads of cameos of stuff of other superheroes popping up, kind of thing. And now they're actually thinking, and they've also used all the same voice actors.
Really? Amazing.
Yeah, they've gone right through, except for Magneto, because the poor chap that did Magneto died. So they've got someone back in for that. But there was a really nice bit in it where they're looking at the file for Magneto, like the government are looking at the file, and it's like this in Magneto, aka Lars Magnusson, which is his real comic book name. Then it's got the name of the voice actor, like other AK kind of other aliases. So it's got the name of the voice actor that died. And then it's also got Ian K, and then they've dashed out the rest of the surname because Ian, I can't think of his name now, plays him in the movies.
Ian McKellen.
McKellen, that's it. And then there's Michael F, and that's been dashed out because Michael Fassbender plays him in the new first class movies. So it's kind of, they got all the A-listers. So it was a nice touch. They actually put his the voice actor's name in there just to kind of honour him, kind of thing. But yeah, all the same actors. I think they even got like some of the artists back and things like that to do it. But brilliant.
Amazing.
So yeah, 10 minutes on X-Men 97. So you never expected that, did you?
I did not. It's on my watch list. I'm gonna have to start watching that now. Yeah.
Yes.
Now I'll finish with the stuff. Right, I will skim through mine nice quickly because these are all. Most people have seen these things. So, Three Body Problem. I've finished watching now. The first season, brilliant. It's just such a clever show, and they implemented everything really, really impressively. Which is, you can imagine, is quite difficult if you know the storyline. A lot of the stuff is probably pretty hard to imagine, but it works amazingly well. So yeah, it was really good. If you haven't watched it and you like sci-fi stuff, it's really cool. They set it up for another season. So I look forward to more on that. I know Sam's watched that as well. Sam's like that. And then some films that I've watched recently. So I finally watched The Flash, which is the most recent DC one with Ezra Miller as the Flash, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It did go kind of a bit silly at the end. I think they were trying to be a bit too Marvel in their world building, but I love the fact they had Michael Keaton back as Batman. With the alternative pass, I think it was so funny. And there might be another possible cameo by a certain other person as well at the end, which was brilliant. I wasn't expecting that. So that was very good. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Slightly off the rails at times. But
I don't think because the DC universe, the cinema universe is completely rebooting again because James Gunn is doing it. So I think they basically use Flash of some kind of continuity kind of thing as like, let's bring some old cameo parts and make people say, oh, this is amazing because because that's why they brought Michael Keaton Batman back in because he does go time jumping and it changes it all up. So I think that's what they were aiming for. I think the Flash actor's got a bit of a bad rep.
Yeah, he went a bit off the rails. So I don't know what's going to happen with him for future things. But I think he did very well in this film. He actually did very well in the film.
I think he's good. I think that's his problem. And not so much, but then also because of it was already in the process of the universe. That universe was actually going to be no more, and they were working on a new one. So I think it was kind of a bit like, oh, well, what's the point? But anyway.
Yes, but that was that one.
But
and then the last two, I've been watching. We were watching through the Beverly Hills Cop films because the new one's coming out in July, which I think is going straight to streaming. I seem to remember. So Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, brilliant. Really enjoy those. Beverly Hills Cop 3, I have no memory of having watched before, although I'm sure I have watched it, and having watched it almost back to back after the other two, it was not good at all. Oh my word! I don't know what they. I mean, it was 6 years later, I think, between the films filming. But it was like they got just hired some random script writers and said, right, we need a new Beverly Hills Cop script, please. And the writers went, oh, we've never seen the other two films. We won't bother watching the other two films. We'll just make it up as we go along. Oh, there's some existing characters. We'll just make them do some funny stuff. And it was, I think, they forced Eddie Murphy to be so prescribed in his script. It felt like they didn't let him ad-lib anything. And I think that was very much missing, because the first two is a lot of him doing improvisation in the scenes.
Probably, yeah.
And this just the humor felt forced, and the storyline was completely random. Didn't really make any sense at all. The bad guys were just very ineffectual and daft, and you wonder how they got away with anything. I would not recommend watching it if you haven't seen it. I don't think you're missing anything. However, the next one, the Beverly Hills Cop X Left, which is coming out next month, from the trailers, looks really interesting. They're getting back a lot of the old actors again, and I'm looking forward to seeing if that actually stands up as well. Unlike number 3, so we'll see. And then the last one I watched was Meg 2: The Trench, which I should have I should have known better, really. I watched the Meg when it came out a year or two ago, and it was just silly fun. And it was Jason Statham running around, and at one point in that first film, he does actually punch a Meg in the face, which was just so funny. This one, he doesn't punch any Megs in the face, and so what was the point of watching? There's no, he doesn't punch any sharks in the face. There's no point. The plot didn't make any sense. I mean, it didn't make much sense in the first film, but this made even less sense. So unless you really, really like the Meg and you really, really like Jason Statham, I wouldn't bother watching this. But I'm glad I watched it just to see. But it was just, it was silly. If you don't watch a Jason Statham film to not watching him punch people in the face. So.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
And one movie I actually watched, just to carry on the movie thing, is The Marvels. I just thought I need to watch it to keep continuity of what's going on. And the best bit is the end credit section.
It was very cool
of the movie.
I enjoyed the film. Actually,
I'm not
it was
saying
fine.
It's a bad film.
I liked it. It brought Kamala Khan's character in from the TV show.
She is the best bit about it.
She's so funny.
She is amazing actor.
Yeah.
She loves playing her part, and you can see she absolutely loves playing it. Everyone else, except for what's his name? Oh my goodness!
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. He's a brilliant.
He's always
actor
good
in any way, and he's always doing that thing. But out of the 3 girls, like 3 female actors, she's the best one, and she was living for that role.
She was.
The other 2 just felt like they just didn't want to be there. And that Bras Leah, whatever her name is.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
Plays Carol Danvers. Yeah, I felt she was very underused, script-wise and acting-wise. She didn't have a lot to do, really. It was all just standard fighting stuff.
So,
but yeah. I enjoyed it, mainly for Kamala Khan character.
Even the TV series, that was a little bit weird. I liked her Miss Marvel TV series, but it was just some bits were a bit weird, but then it was just kind of building her character up. And,
indeed,
and that, but and her family is hilarious.
They are very funny. You should have them in all films. Just arguing in the background. It's just so good.
There's a fight going on in the household.
They're still bickering.
Oh, it's just brilliant. Anyway, so so that's it. Let's just close this out because we've done an hour.
Yeah,
and that's what we said. So
indeed.
Yep. Something else for me to work on and get right behind on. But anyway, thanks for everyone listening to the podcast. Hope you enjoyed this episode. A little bit kind of ramshackled and put together at last minute, but that's the best one usually. If you want to discuss anything that we discussed in this podcast, and you can go along to the usual places, Discord, Facebook, things like that, and join in with the conversations if you like. Especially if you want to go to Discord and join in there, because that's where we do all our discussions and set up games on BGA. Everything talked about in the show you can find in show notes. All the links are there, all supplied by Nick.
Great.
We are really grateful for. And so thanks Nick for showing up to this one where the others didn't. And
no worries.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right. And bye for me.